Hey guys, in this video I'll be talking about the new Vanguard pulse rifle included in the Rise of Iron, Parthian Shot. Parthian Shot can be purchased for 150 legendary marks, obtained as a drop or as a reward in a Vanguard package. I personally received mine as a reward in the Vanguard package, and it has different rolls on it as compared to the store-bought one. The store-bought one comes with Head Seeker, Perfect Balance, and either Rodeo or Life Support, all of which are great perks, especially for Crucible. Mine came with Glass Half Full, Feeding Frenzy, and Hand-Laid Stock. The very first thing I'd like to mention about this pulse rifle is how different it feels to every other pulse rifle that I've used. This thing hits like a hammer on steroids and fires at a super slow rate of fire. It's pretty stable, especially with hand-laid stock, so keeping shots on target is pretty easy. In Crucible, this is integral. This isn't one of those pulse rifles you can just spam fire at someone until they're dead. This weapon requires almost hand cannon-like precision. Mess up once and you're almost assuredly dead. Keep all damage on target and your enemy is a little more than a nuisance. This weapon without glass half full does 22 damage on a body shot and 34 on a headshot, meaning it takes about 3 full body shot bursts to down a target and only 2 whole headshot bursts. 2 bursts! Granted, the rate of fire on this weapon is only a little faster than a one-legged turtle crawling uphill, but the damage per clip capabilities, especially when you consider glass half full, is incredible. Feeding Frenzy is always a nice convenient perk, cutting the downtime on a weapon noticeably. This weapon also has pretty good range. The biggest damage drop-off that I've had to deal with is the headshot dipping down to 31 damage from 34, so in most situations that isn't going to be a huge problem, especially when you consider the stability. Hip firing this weapon isn't typically going to end very well, not that you should really end up in situations where you hip fire a pulse rifle. It is nice when you have a pulse rifle where you can easily finish someone off with some hip firing action, but this one just isn't going to do that very often. In PvE content, this weapon is solid. It's nothing incredible, but it does manage to hold its own. With the high damage, you can one-burst most red enemies without a shield, provided you're landing your headshots. Missing shots in PvE content isn't quite as punishing as it is in Crucible, but with the low rate of fire, it can lead to some considerable downtime for the weapon. I found it to be most useful in longer medium ranges here, as it isn't the most agile of pulse rifles, though those can vary slightly depending on your scope choice. The extra damage is less noticeable on majors and ultras than I had hoped, though it's still more than you'd be doing with a high rate of fire weapon. This weapon is definitely a viable option for pretty much all PvE content in the game. Overall, the Parthian Shot was an interesting weapon to review. It's so different than most other pulse rifles that I almost had to treat it as another class of weapon entirely. It's not a weapon that I fell in love with, but it's certainly something that I'll keep around, 2 bursting guardians and Crucible with and chuckling as I do it. Anyways, what do you guys think of the weapon? Let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe for more videos like this one and a whole slew of others. And as always, thanks for watching, I do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.